Hello, and welcome to another devlog. I'm going to discuss or talk about a couple of extra changes that I've been working on. So the last one was talking about the shop levels and roughly what they do. And here I'm going to showcase a couple of extra things that I've done that's not much to do with the store levels. If anything else gets added, it'll probably just be something like moving vehicles, like the postal one. But I don't want to make them too similar. Who knows? Maybe I'll model a car. But right now, I'd like to showcase a couple of things here. And I know this doesn't make sense, but it's just there. I just kind of plonked them down. So this is airport level 5. I was about to say 6, it's 5. And as you can tell, I've added some aircraft because the airport had no aircraft and just warehouses and this plane that was flying overhead. So I've decided to add a couple of these while also using the older model for the propellers. No, not the older model, but the unedited version, because the current spinning one, or the fast spinning one, is just an effect applied. I just took a top-down photo or screenshot and just used radial blur on the center just to give it the illusion that it's spinning faster than it is. Pretty much how GTA 5 does it. See? Technically they are supposed to overlap, but it's fine. I don't know why I wanted them on. Some of them are on, some of them are off, but I think all of these ones are on. It's just something moving. And there's one over here as well. Plane. I haven't added any landing gear yet. It's just going to be like a couple of cubes or something. I don't know. You can hear this one. This one has cloud particles and things like that. It's ready to just fly off in this direction whenever needed. There it is. It goes through the terrain. The last update, I added these because I quite like the idea of that rather than just having a big dome over the top. I don't know why I'm going over there. There's a dome. If I show it, there you go. So this big dome with invisible clouds, because I set it to shadows only. But if I turn it on, there we go. It's the same as the ones shown in the skyscraper levels. So this originally was what the clouds were. It was just this. It was just an object going over, and I decided I wanted to use a light cookie instead, because not only is it actually a built-in thing, but I wanted to make sure it's spanned across the whole thing rather than just making a massive object that you're not really going to see. So I just went with the light cookie instead, and the funny thing about it is, if you see here, it's quite hard to see the text. That used to be 300 megabytes. It's not anymore, it's 16, because I changed a whole lot of settings that just basically lower a whole lot of stuff. What is that? I am using a high trilinear? I don't... Trilinear, oh my god. It's too much. And I just add a bit of smoothing. However, if I do put it on here, it does look nice. It's just a bit, I don't know. What do you think? I'm a bit indecisive. It looks cool. I quite like the fact that it's just pixels going across. But the rest of the lights aren't, so I just left it at, well, I left it at trilinear, but I'll just leave it on bilinear instead. It's fine, it doesn't really, there's not much of a difference in between. But like, I don't know, if I could ever figure out how to properly give pixel perfect edges to this, to the actual in-game shadows, I would. I tried having a look to see if other people have tried. because it's out of my depth, unfortunately. But no, everyone basically asks about hard shadows and how do I make it exactly crisp and things like it would look like in the built-in engine. And it's like, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for pixel perfect shadows, similar to vibrant visuals in Minecraft Bedrock. I really like the way the shadows work because it is perfectly mapped to the pixels, which probably took a while. That's pretty much what I've got with the sun clouds. I think it just is fine. It works. It's not at all synced with the sky. It never was, really. I was about to say it was, but it really wasn't. Well, that's not too bad. Some decently sized clouds. Kind of matches that. I love the clouds on that. I'm so happy with the cloud skybox. It looks so nice. I've been messing about with the mesh LOD thing. Not on everything, just on a couple of things that don't actually have LODs, like these buildings. These buildings now have mesh LODs. I've just given it a go, seeing what works, what doesn't work. If certain models don't have any mesh LOD at all, I just remove it completely. But these have it, because some of these models do not have LODs, because I didn't make them at the time, and I don't want to make them anymore. So, I've made changes to this. This used to be, the ocean used to just be one massive plane, and now I've changed it into lots of small ones with varying amounts of detail. So this one has a lot more detail now. Looks quite nice. The further you go out, you'll see it here. I also called the underside blue, so you don't really notice much of a change, but it's a lower quality model. And then again, as you go out again, it gets not worse, but lower. Yeah. I didn't use all of them. I didn't really need to. I am using this now. Everywhere I see it, everyone's like, oh, don't use real time. Don't do that. That's bad. So I decided to use real time. However, I update it myself at specific points in the day because I've been having issues with some baked lighting issues, and I don't want to use adaptive probe volumes, which would make it significantly easier, but I don't want to use it right now because I feel like I'm too far into the project for me to switch out lighting completely. So this is a change I think I'm quite happy with. It's incredibly low resolution anyway, literally just 16 by 16. Very low shadow distance. Basically just gets anything that's not conveyors or things like that. Ground and stuff. It doesn't get the ships here because it's designed for everything else, or everything outside the ship, because the ships themselves have their own baked ones. Why is there two? I'm gonna hide this. I put it on as a prefab per boat just because it was easier. Easier that way. I didn't have to just copy and paste a whole lot of bits and considering it was already there. But that's that for the oceans, although I will actually just quickly change that right now. That's that all done. This is such a weird level. I really like it though. I just realised that's oh, I angled it differently. I knew I did it in some of the other levels. I really want to do that in the store levels, like angle it towards the entrance. So in the middle of sorting out the boat levels, I've decided to just add a little bit from the other level, or from the airport level on here, and that is just a simple plane flying around in circles. I do have plans on expanding this further, but right now, this just flying around in circles will do fine just for a little bit. Quickly showcase this, where I've included this little optical illusion. As I mentioned in the last devlog that I included extra bits, ties to other maps, and this one has a boat in it. It has absolutely nothing on it because all of its stuff is there, and I've used these ones instead because it's well, it's a lower lot, it's a lower poly model, so I just kept it as that. Because you're watching, you can see it from afar. These do have mesh slots on them, so it should be fine. Oh, and also that. Also, quick mention: I have changed the cursors. I didn't mention it the last time. I don't know why. The cursor will change depending on what you do. I also updated the main menu music. These who's. But the cursor will change depending on what you do. When you build, it turns into a spanner or a wrench, however you want to call it. And when you destroy something, it turns into some TNT. But here, back out here, the office has changed to something very grungy and abandoned. And I can change that here. So this is dependent on. Ignore the flickering cursor, that is just Unity, I guess. If I hide this, the lights will turn off, so it bugs out. There we go. Here's Office Tier 2. So it's a little bit cleaner. You've still got a desk lamp, and you've got one of them desk shelves. Paper, pens, stuff like that. I do want to change how the monitor looks. So, for example, I in the early Office tiers used a laptop instead. I think that would be kind of cool. Like that, because it's absolutely no lights. We got the corkboard. Just click here. We've got one of the posters. We've got a can. The light has turned off because there's sufficient light in the room. Here we go, here's 4. It's very almost there. You can see all these posters here. That poster's up, or at least but a different one is because that one's more of a flyer than an actual poster. Your little pen pop, and then Office Tier 5 being the main thing. It's all completed, and I think it's kind of cool having just a bit of visual progression. Definitely going to be leaning towards that a little bit more in the update after this, before I wrap things up. New logo as well. I completely forgot to mention that because I've been working on it for a bit. I quite like it. Uses the boxes in the background, and some outline text instead. Easier to see. The full logo has a pipe underneath, and there's like a couple of brown boxes in there. If I go into options, I have separated them with little cards or little separators. Graphics and audio there. And if I go into the levels, you can see they've all got different colours. I haven't done the logo for that yet. I quite like the different colours. Kind of works. Go to here. These also now have separators as well, makes things significantly easier. Got double spawners, times 2 speed, times 2 box spawn speed. Pretty much been there for a while now. I did change the animations for these, so they match the buttons. These are a bit more bouncy though. The sliders, also the exact same as well. And here we have cosmetic changes. The only thing beforehand was the box size that you could change. I have added some icons just to make things just a little bit easier, I guess. A mini, small, default, large, and then random. And here you can is where you can change to whatever thing you need. different types of boxes skins. I call them box skins in the code, but here it's just models. Cardboard, luggage, wooden crates, construction tools, food items is that. I haven't made one yet. Halloween, and then just random. And then we've got default level music. Well, default level music, the level music just in general. So you can now change the music that you hear when you play the game in case you just didn't want to listen to one of the other ones, which is completely fine. I am all for allowing someone to prefer to listen to a different track rather than just forcing them to listen to something else. You can listen to the main menu, because of course you can. I think that's kind of fun. Postal warehouse, airport, cargo shipping, skyscraping heights, daytime store-bought convenience and nighttime store-bought convenience. I've separated the two because I don't fully know how to disable the code that I added. So that's going to be something to maybe figure out in the future. If I probably won't, I don't know. We'll see. But I think having them split like that, it just works better. That is pretty much a few other changes. A lot of other changes that I made about balancing. Yeah, it's just a lot of smaller changes dotted about. As said before, it's I'm just wrapping up things, making things just neat and tidy. Yeah, thanks for watching, and well, who knows when I'll make another one. I gotta stick to a schedule.